So apparently this is what Roblox is now. And I wish I could tell you this was some random animation I dug out of the bottom of YouTube. It isn't. There are thousands of these, and some of them are getting tens of millions of views, which raises the fairly reasonable question: what the hell is Animal Hospital? Animal Hospital is a Roblox horror game where you work the night shift at a hospital full of animals, which already sounds like the world's least reliable healthcare system. Most of your job is pretty straightforward. Patients come in, you treat them, and you try to keep everything running. Except occasionally, one of your patients is not quite a patient. Some of the animals are anomalies, so you have to figure out which patients are normal and which ones have apparently crawled out of veterinary hell. Honestly, as Roblox horror games go, the premise is pretty good, and when the game released in May, people apparently agreed, because within a couple of months, Animal Hospital had gone from a new Roblox game to having a massive fandom. And whenever that happens, you can always rely on one thing: YouTube animators are coming. At first, everything seems pretty harmless. You've got little animations of the characters hanging out, people drawing them, giving them personalities, normal fandom stuff. And because the characters already look like they escaped from Animal Crossing, it works surprisingly well. Some of these are actually really nicely made, which is important to establish now, because we are not staying here. I searched Animal Hospital on YouTube for about 5 minutes, and eventually I started finding stuff like this. Now, I don't know what medical school these people went to, but I would probably ask for a second opinion. Imagine surviving an anomaly infestation just to get killed by the actual hospital. We've already gone from survival horror to healthcare malpractice, and somehow this is still one of the more understandable parts of the fandom, because naturally, once the internet was given a collection of cartoon animals who work together, people immediately decided they all needed to start dating. Animal Hospital has been out for about 3 months. They work fast, and the head nurse seems to have ended up directly in the middle of this, because apparently surviving supernatural entities wasn't enough workplace drama. We also need a love triangle. I like the idea that somewhere in this hospital, an anomaly is currently eating a patient alive while these people are dealing with their relationship problems. There is an entire alternate version of Animal Hospital happening on YouTube where nobody actually does their job, which might explain why the anomalies keep getting in. And then there's the tiny anomaly genre. Yes, that's a genre now. For some reason, people started taking the horrifying creatures you're supposed to identify and turning them into tiny little pets. Look at this thing. This is supposed to be a threat. You could remove him from the hospital with a dustbuster, and these videos got enormous. So naturally, once people discovered that tiny anomalies worked, everyone started making them. Tiny anomaly, three-eyed tiny anomaly, two tiny anomalies. At this point, they're not anomalies anymore. The hospital just has mice. And this is roughly where Animal Hospital stops being one Roblox game and starts becoming its own weird little section of the internet. Because if you keep searching, you start finding videos that barely have anything in common anymore besides these characters being somewhere in the frame. There's romance, there's horror, there's memes, and then there's whatever this is. I don't think the doctor can fix that, and unfortunately, this is still nowhere near the bottom of the Animal Hospital rabbit hole, because eventually, I found the content farms. And this is where Animal Hospital really stops being Animal Hospital. You start getting videos with titles that look like someone threw every trending word into a blender and just hoped for the best. Animal Hospital, Roblox, Among Us, Green Slime, random characters that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. At some point, the hospital itself becomes optional. You could replace every character in these videos with SpongeBob, and I genuinely don't think the plot would change. And I use the word plot very generously here, because most of these videos seem to operate on a very simple system. Someone eats something terrible happens, everyone screams, and then we move on with our lives. There is one where the entire premise seems to be that you shouldn't drink a green slime mocktail, which is useful advice, I suppose. I wasn't planning on doing that, but now I'm definitely not. Then you get videos with titles like Elliot Toilet Problem, and there are certain combinations of words that should probably never appear together. That is one of them. At this point, I don't even know who the target audience is anymore, because some of these are clearly made for kids. Some of them are weirdly suggestive. Some are horror. Some are basically meme compilations. And some feel like they were generated specifically to make me question why I opened YouTube in the first place. The strangest part is how quickly all of this happened. Animal Hospital hasn't been around for years. This isn't some ancient fandom that slowly accumulated layers of nonsense over a decade. People got hold of these characters and immediately started speedrunning every possible stage of internet fandom. Cute fan art, shipping, animation memes, horror, content farms, questionable thumbnails, tiny versions of everything. We got the full package. And honestly, I almost respect the efficiency. There are fandoms that take years to become this incomprehensible. Animal Hospital managed it in one summer. And the more videos you watch, the harder it becomes to remember what the original game even was. You start with a horror game about identifying dangerous anomalies in a hospital. Then, 20 minutes later, you're watching a tiny, three-eyed creature get adopted while two employees have relationship drama, and someone in the next video is fighting a giant chocolate bar. This is not a hospital anymore. This is a containment breach. And somehow, millions of people are watching it. Which might be the funniest part of all of this, because I went into this expecting to find a few strange Roblox animations. Instead, I found what is basically an entire parallel version of Animal Hospital that exists exclusively on YouTube. One where the characters spend significantly less time treating patients and significantly more time falling in love, turning into monsters, getting shrunk, stealing coffee, and being put into situations no medical professional should ever have to deal with. And at this point, I don't think there's any way back. The internet has claimed Animal Hospital. The doctors have lost control. The anomalies have won. And honestly, they might be the most normal people here.